What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. We started with Bacon this week. I feel like we're retiring Dwayne Bacon soon, at least until we get some Knicks highlights. Or honestly, maybe it's just time to retire Dwayne Bacon. I don't know. That's an internal conversation that needs to be had. Hey, this was a fun weekend for us because you lovely people got us over 3,000 subs. So I think now we have to start taking it seriously. So thank you for that. And we also bumped over 2K on Twitter. We're doing work out here. I'm sure that's exactly why you're all here today, is so we could talk about numbers and how I'm doing personally. But very excited for our guest today. You know, and listen, some people are like, oh, it's the off season. We got to slow down. Like nobody cares about Top Shot. And then all of a sudden we start booking guests and we just keep one-upping ourselves every single time. So this isn't to immediately disparage the guests that we had last week. We love you dearly. And, you know, we still love you. Okay. We love you, but we're very excited for today's guest from No Dunk Zone. Let's welcome to the screen, Jay Skeets. Skeets, what's going on, man?
What's up, Mike? Who is the guest? Who am I better at?
Yeah. Let's dunk on him right now. Austin Kent from Top Shot.
Definitely.
Nothing, right?
No.
TJ from Own the Moment.
Never heard of him.
Right now. Yep. Dead to us. The crypto. Have you heard of Crypto Dads, by the way?
No, but now I'm intrigued. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll get to the Crypto Dads. They were here last week. I don't know. LG Doucette. Useless, right? Useless.
LG. I mean, he's like basically knocking off my name, a couple initials at the front. He's Canadian.
Yeah. So if
all right, great.
That's why we brought you on second, so that we could make it seem like LG was a big deal and then dunk on him right away.
Now, if it was the real Phil D, now we're talking.
Yeah, that's
the real brains of the operation.
That's right. That's right. I think universally everybody feels that way.
Yeah, everybody loves the real Phil D. He does nothing, I'm convinced. He's like Lee Ellis with no dunks. Everybody loves him the most, but they probably do the least. But they're just lovable characters. Appreciate you having me on, though. No, I love all those people you said. So thanks for having me on.
Of course, man. I think we have to start here. So Woj dropped a little bomb here. It seems like Rondo is pretty much going to the Lakers, it seems like. Now, would you say right now you are too old, too young, or the perfect age to be on this Lakers roster?
Wow. I'm probably, truthfully, I'm too old, but I'm close.
Yeah.
I'm close. It's veering, I just had a birthday. So
happy
hold
birthday.
on. You got to, when you get to this age, you're old when you got to start to remember how old you are. 41. That's the number. So close. Maybe I'm a couple years too old for this roster, but man, they are leaning into the veteran squad here.
Yeah. I'm with you on the age thing too, because I was just about to say, no, I feel it because I'm 37 and I'm not. I'm 36, but I was ready to say 37.
I went I think it was almost 2 years basically writing down on documentation, telling people the wrong age, my wrong age, because I had just messed it up and I was like a year off. I was like Buddy Hield or something like that. My age there. But that happens as you get older. So,
yeah. It's incredible though. I feel like every time they add a piece to the roster, it's like okay, we're in the same age bracket. Like Rondo and I are the same.
It is crazy. Yeah. Like this squad. I mean, obviously LeBron's up there in age, but Dwight, Rondo, I mean, Marc Gasol is not a spring chicken.
No.
Melo, of course. Who else? Jesus.
There was some. I think it was Woj. He also tweeted this out, listed off a handful of the roster, and they were like they all played on the 2012 All-Star team pre Anthony Davis being in the league.
Wow,
which is crazy.
That is wild. Yeah, we actually recorded a podcast we're going to drop later this summer for No Dunks, where we are debating the new 25 or at least 25 new names that'll likely make the NBA's 75 greatest players in NBA history, which is, I think, going to come out in October. And then they'll probably have the festivities at the All-Star weekend. And you bringing up Anthony Davis reminded me that we were contemplating whether he would make the list. He's an 8-time All-Star already.
Yeah.
I think off the top of my head, he's 4 or 5 All-NBAs. He's got a championship, of course, already. He's still, and then we were he's still fairly young. He's only 28.
It's crazy. It
is
crazy.
What? He feels like he's been around for 15 years.
I know. I wonder too, if because somebody gets hurt, if we immediately age them a little bit more.
Yes.
He does have injury history, so he's got to be in his 30s. And it's no, he's not.
He's in his prime.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can stay healthy, you're right, is a big part. But yeah, we were is he going to make this list? Will he sneak in there? But anyway.
And I'm so excited to see. Yeah, I'm excited to see what that list, and I won't make you divulge any of your takes. But I really am excited for that list, just because I feel like there's not that there's recency bias, but there's just been so many great players in this last 10 years or whatever. And I'm there's going to be a lot of people that are left out.
Oh, there are
People
going to be
losing their mind.
so many. Like, first off, I am surprised that I thought they would just add 25 players to it.
Just make it 100. Yeah.
Sorry, that they would add 25 to the 50 that they announced in
Got you.
1996, 97. I just thought they're not going to rip up the list and do a whole brand new 75 there, but they are.
That's wild. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
So that means people that are on the top 50 greatest players in NBA history are not going to be on it. There's going to be, I don't know, 5 to 10 that probably don't make it.
And that was like, was it Sports Century? Like ESPN did something around the top 50, right? Where they like rolled out, I don't know if it was a doc. They did something, right?
I remember ESPN doing something, maybe it was even last year. Like maybe they do it every year where it's like the top 74 greatest players, 75, whatever it was in NBA history. It's going to be weird. Though at first I was like, that is really rude to those people that were on the list and now won't be on it.
Yeah.
But then you step back and think about it a little bit. It's like, they want us debating whether Anthony Davis or, Kyrie or Vince or whoever you want to throw in the mix, whether they should be on it. And they want more of that and less like young people, even though we're old, you and I, debating like Dolph Shays and stuff like that. And it's so it sort of makes more sense that it's going to go this way. That's true. There'll be a bunch of like old farts that we don't even know. That'll be. I just am like picturing. I don't know who has passed on that list of 50. Yeah. But just like their family being like, really, like you guys, really, guys. Yeah, there's got to be a decent number that are no longer with us. I mean, that's the thing. Like Kareem and Magic and all. Right. So like, there's going to be. My gut says there's still going to be like, I don't know, 30 to 40 probably from the original list. And they sort of just cut some of the ones around the fringes, and then we get into the debate about, is Damian Lillard going to be on this list? Man. Because it's fun. Like, how much will they do the, retired in the Hall of Fame? Like, is Tracy McGrady like, boom, is he a guarantee? Or do they put a little stock into like, well, Damian Lillard's still got a lot of years left and he's, has all these accolades. I just think it'll be, of course it's going to be super fun, especially for someone that does this for a living. So I can't wait. Yeah, the amount of content being get cranked out. We'll do weeks on this. So, and then you get to do at least 2 after the fact, being like, here's what they got wrong. I mean, I'm already looking forward to the snubs that we get to talk about. I can't wait. Skeets, tell us a little bit about like what was your intro to Top Shot? Because I think I learned that you were into it from your Club Top Shot appearance. That was like my intro to you being introduced. Is that like what was your? How did you get into it? Pretty sure it was Trey Kirby, my Top Shot hot boy, Trey Kirby, the guy that does a show with us on No Dunks. He definitely told me about it. I think it was about February. I want to say like mid to maybe a little bit late February. And I had like the reaction that I think most people, especially my age, had. Like, what are you talking about? Why would I ever pay for this? I mean, I could just go watch the clip, blah, 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 blah. You've probably gone over this a million times. And then, you start thinking about it a little bit more. And then when I realized the NBA was involved, I'm like, hold on, this is a little different. Like, NBA is attaching their name to this. There's something more here. Then you just start playing around with it and you're like, wow, this is sort of cool. Like how the interface works and the buying and selling and all that. So I bought a Kyle Lowry Top Shot debut moment, which of course got the badge later. It's the one that it's the one like he takes a 3-pointer and he thinks he gets fouled from like 35 feet and he like just like soccer throws it in. Yeah. So I thought it was hilarious. And so I bought that. And then, weeks later, here I was buying like just going nuts. Oh man. Yeah. I went like, I got a little lucky. I think I was like a little bit of ahead of the curve. Yeah. A little bit. Obviously some people had been in already in months and like, eventually were making crazy money with what they were buying so cheap. Yeah. But, I was like, what's my strategy here? Debut moments was my thing. Star players was my thing. So I got a Lillard and I got like a Booker and I got like a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I was also just trying to get guys I liked. Yeah. And, that was sort of my game plan. Some of those have been okay. Like I know things have bounced back here recently. Yeah. They've been all over the place. Yeah. And some of those are looking okay. Some are still not. Like I still terribly overpaid for like a Booker. I think I paid like I think I paid like $1,200
It's
for a Booker Top Shot debut.
Yeah, I've told
It's
this
crazy.
before. I've told this before, but I remember CJ McCollum tweeted out like, "Whoa, what's this Top Shot thing?" As the marketplace went down, and then when it came back up, I think I spent $500 on his Top Shot debut, and I was like, "Oh, that's because, dude, CJ's coming on the platform. He's going to be a media savant for years to come. Like, he's going to be in the conversation."
Totally.
And I think it's like $60 now. That's like with the boost, it's $60. And
I
like,
remember looking at some moments, Mike, every day, like. Just you're watching it like, okay, should I get it? And at that time, it just kept going up, up, up.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I should have got that Mitchell. Oh, I should have got that Chris Paul. And then, then months later, it goes the opposite way. And then you do the opposite. Like, is it going to continue to go down? Should I get
When
it
do
now?
I buy? When do I buy?
Yeah, it's classic. But anyway, I was hooked. And then Trey and I were like, well, this is like a no-brainer for content. These are, and then hold on. You also open the packs, and that's the most fun.
It's great.
Like that. At its core is my favorite part about Top Shot.
And it hasn't gotten old.
No, still super fun.
Yeah.
Even when you pull like whatever in it, and you're like, who cares? It's just still fun to watch the moment, talk about it, like maybe joke about it, whatever. So we were like, let's do a little YouTube show, just Trey and I, the Top Shot Hot Boys. And, because we have a big fan base when it comes to the NBA, there was enough sort of like spillover. And I think we got a lot of people sort of interested in it too. They're like, oh, what the heck is this? So we were maybe like, at least got some people into it, became a little bit of an influencer. And then we worked with Top Shot on some of their live shows too and stuff.
Oh, that's right. Because you did some of their drops, right?
We did some hosting. Yeah. They reached out to us, and obviously they're great. Like Jacob and now Austin and all those guys that we've worked with there. They're awesome. And we were like, yeah, it's a no brainer. And they're like, well, we can pay you like in packs. And we're like,
absolutely
awesome. Because we can then use those packs and open them on our show. And and we're everybody's a winner, and it was pretty fun. We got to talk to I think we talked to Sean Marion and Rip Hamilton, and got some NBA legends rolling through, and it was pretty fun.
Have you found because I remember you saying this earlier on too, like that most of your audience was like, oh yeah, cool, like we're talking about Top Shot, and then a few were like the same response that we had when we first got on, like, you idiots, like what are you guys doing? Have you found though over time, like have you seen like more people becoming aware / interested in it, or was there like the hype and then it's kind of that conversation?
That's a good question. Sort of tough to say. I mean, this is the summer for us for No Dunks, of course, with no basketball. So this is like our a little bit of vacation. We're doing a bunch of other stuff still, so we haven't. Trey and I have been cranking out the Top Shot Hot Boys. We're gonna do one tomorrow though, because we did get WNBA packs, and we're like, it's time. We gotta rip some packs here. It's been a while. To answer that question though, I don't know. Definitely there are people like, what are you guys doing? This is, and even the people that get on their soapbox, this is horrible what you're doing.
I know.
And you're like, you don't have to be doing it, man. And you don't even have to follow me if you don't want to.
Those are my favorite. Like, we have every once in a while, we'll have a couple people fire in the chat. I will say though, overall chat's like very positive. We love the chat. But occasionally somebody will come in and get a little crazy. And I'm always like, you are only helping my algorithm right now. Like, you are here, you are commenting. Like, this is only, like, you could go watch something else.
Yeah, I know, it is weird. What was really cool with the Top Shot Hot Boys is like a bunch of No Dunks fans that were into it, like they spun off their own thing in the Discord, and so they're always there. And like, there's this like little community within a community, and that's what tends to happen. Now we have like an F1 community within our No Dunks community because we're sort of into it enough. We talk about it enough. So yeah, that's what happens. But
I got to thank you guys for that too, because that was like the beginning. It was listening to you guys mention F1 a couple times, and I was like, okay, I've heard enough people talk about F1 that I like, that there has to be something here. And then Daniel Ricciardo was on the Smartless podcast with Bateman and Arnett.
Yep.
And it was like one of the most likable people I've ever heard in a pod. And I'm like, all right, I'm in. I'm locked in.
Have you watched Drive to Survive?
So I rifled through the entire 3 seasons this past week.
Nice.
And then was prepped and ready for my first live race. cleared my schedule.
Good 2 laps behind the safety car.
Yep. And wow. You know what though? I was still into it. I think my favorite thing, I love now that we're no longer talking about either the NBA or Top Shot. But that I don't know if anyone knows the rules and regulations, like including the teams and the drivers. Like there were so many different things that like were changed throughout that like 4-hour run. It was hysterical.
It's so true. If anyone is on here and like, why are you guys talking about this? If you want to get into F1 a little bit, Trey and our buddy Graydon Gordian just did a podcast. We jokingly called it No Breaks, where they did like a recap of the first half of the season, the F1 season, and then actually did a fun thing where they made comparisons between NBA players and F1 drivers.
Oh,
it's really fun. So go check out No Breaks. It's up on YouTube, and you can find it in our No Dunks feed. But the reason I brought it up is Graydon, who is honestly like an expert. He's been a longtime fan of F1. He brought up exactly what you said, Mike. Like, he's like, I have been watching this for a long time, and there are so many rules and regulations that I have never heard of, don't know the answer to, and it feels like they're always coming up and always changing in it. And like you said, people that even are in this world are like, what do we do? What's the protocol here? It was really strange
watching. Oh man, was it Carlos Perez? His
Sergio?
car. Yeah. Oh, Sergio. Thank you.
Yeah.
His car getting in an accident, going to the grid, and then being like, he definitely can't race. He is done for the day. And then 2 hours later being like, good news.
Yeah. Come on. If you can get that thing ready to go, you might be in this. Of course.
I was trying to think of like what other sport that happens in where, and I mean, I guess like when you see instant replay and stuff like that, but that's not even close to it's, I guess, an interpretation of the rules versus like, what the hell are the rules?
Oh man. And just like when you stop and try and wrap your brain around how much money is in this sport, it's like mind boggling. Like just and Drive to Survive helps to drive it home a little bit, pun intended. Like, they like are on one continent and then next week in another place with all of this stuff.
Yeah.
All makes its way from, wherever, Brazil to, or in the Netherlands. Like, it's like mind boggling the amount of money that is in this sport. So,
And I gotta tell you, it seems like a great time. Like, it seems stressful.
I've never been to a race, but I would love to go.
Yeah. Or just even be a part of those teams. I feel like people get fired very easily and very quickly. It seems like there's a lot of turnover.
Sure.
But they're just like, well, this week I guess we're going to Belgium, and next week we'll be in Italy, and then the Netherlands. And I'm like, I like this.
How much does like the one guy that's got the right front tire in the pit? Like, what does he make? What does he or she make? I guess they're mostly men in the pit there, but what do they? I mean, they give their life to them or that year to them because they travel so much. They don't probably see their family a whole lot. But are they making like, I don't know, are they making 300K or are they making 50K because their role is so little?
That's true. So if anybody in the chat works for F1 or for a team, just post your salary in there and get us there. Oh yeah, but I'm hooked. I'm excited to watch an actual race. I'm ready. And it's been fun for me too. I feel like I've been connecting more with our international audience who are like, welcome aboard. You should have been here a while ago.
That's true. You're right. North America definitely behind, and Drive to Survive is like being the hard knocks for F1. It's like, it's been great. It's incredible how many people it's roped in. Like my wife's a 10-time bigger F1 fan than I am because of the show.
Oh, that's incredible.
And I'm a noob. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I know very little still about this sport. I like it, but I know very little. She's like, she is up we're watching qualifying Saturday morning. It's on, which is, she doesn't care about basketball, and I do that for a living. She doesn't watch these games with me. So I've also found it to be like a little, I mean, I love basketball so much and will continue to consume so much of it, but my brain's on when I'm watching basketball. And with F1, I'm just kind of like, I don't have to do anything with this, and I'm very excited. Are you in NYC? Are you located on the East Coast? Yeah. And that's the other part. I mean, I'm in Atlanta, so East Coast time. With a lot of the races, at least, there's nothing better than a 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. breakfast race. You're like, it's on, you're making breakfast, you're having your coffee.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to tell my other co-hosts this because they are based out in LA, but it's a huge selling point for West Coast life. Being able to like wake up and be like, oh, sports are on. It seems pretty cool.
I've been like having the thoughts of Hawaii doing the show. That would be, there are many enticing things about it. And you're living in Hawaii, that would be pretty nice. But
I don't know. I can't do that math in my head, but I imagine games would start at like 1 p.m.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think they're afternoon for sure.
It's incredible.
I know. It'd be weird. It'd be a little strange to get used to, but I think you could instead of staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning.
I think we'll figure it out. I think being in Hawaii, I think that's good.
Jordan in the chat here says a random Google search says tire changers make $350,000 a year. Wow. I mean,
there we go.
There's a lot of money in the sport, so it's not that shocking, and it's stressful, and you can screw up a lot of things if you're not good at it. So okay.
I would like to. I bet for the tire changer's assistant still makes 6 figures, and I think I could assist the tire changer.
Yeah,
Like I don't think I should be out there doing it, but I
just
could be
roll
like,
it out though.
yeah, I can roll it out.
Yeah.
I can roll it out.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So talk to us a little bit more. Like I know we were talking off air before we got going about how you've been like pumping the brakes a little bit, not necessarily because you're not into it anymore, but just like slowing down in Top Shot. What like are you excited for like with the new season coming and like a new series? Do you think that's gonna like reignite the Top Shot passion?
I would think so, especially with what we've seen Top Shot, Dapper Labs doing with trying to make this utility of like getting people to games and the possibility, or I know they had it in Summer League. I unfortunately didn't make it out this year. I know you were there, but like this idea of like moments from games that had just sort of happened. I mean, that stuff's pretty cool. And if they continue with that, maybe other unique things, then sure, I think so. The WNBA edition's pretty neat too. Sort of speaking as like a casual F1 fan, I'm definitely a casual WNBA fan. Catch games the odd time, know the stars, but I don't know every person on the roster. And it's like, cool. It's like, this might help, my interest into the WNBA. I think it would, because I've seen it happen with people and the NBA that were like, I don't know, I'm not really that into it. And now they're like suddenly like naming their favorite teams and players and all this. So I think it might be, I think it's setting up in a good spot right now, and it helps that the market sort of bounce back here over the last little bit. Yeah, as we get closer, and we're not even that far away when you start thinking about it. What are we like? We're like 7-8 weeks away.
I know.
It's like probably 7 weeks away.
It's crazy.
So it's good.
The WNBA thing was cool too. Because I know they're like initially people were like, "Whoa, what are we doing? How's this going to help the market?" And I just kept like, there were so many people who were in Top Shot already that were like being introduced to basketball because of Top Shot. So like, why wouldn't it work the same way? And I think what's been really cool about the first WNBA pack is it's just like most of the names we know. Yeah. It's like the best of the best, which is so exciting to have a chance to open something like that. Like I know people on our Discord are getting like Tarasi with their first ever WNBA pack.
That's
like
cool.
You just your first pack and you got like one of the best, if not the best player of all time. Yeah. Like that's incredible.
Yeah, it was probably a really smart way. I don't even know if they've said, maybe more, like what their plans are with the WNBA moving forward. But you're right. Like, how many moments even are there? Like, are there 30 or something close to 30?
I think they did 25 or 26 in this first drop. I think they're doing one more common drop. And again, the chat they will definitely tell me if I'm being wrong.
I'm sure they will.
But I'm pretty sure they're doing one more common drop, maybe a rare drop, or I might have made that up. And then they're doing a legendary drop. Too. Yeah.
And so what are people assuming? Collect them all? Get a better chance to get one of the legendary packs? Is that where everybody's going?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've seen a couple of those threads on Twitter where they're like, this if you collect these 25, it's probably leading to an opportunity like to either skip the line or whatever it may be.
Sort of makes sense.
Definitely.
There's got to be something for having all of them. I would think.
I would think so. Just based on the way they were going. And I know you mentioned like being excited based on what we saw in Summer League and like the potential utility from all that. Do you have like a dream scenario? Like what would be the coolest thing they could roll out for utility purposes?
Oh, wow. I hadn't really thought about that. I mean, I think it would be pretty damn badass if you were like they did with the Suns in the finals, like if you collect, I'm a Raptors fan. So if I had all the Raptors moments, I need a couple still in Series 1. Tough to bite the bullet and spend $250 on a Terrence Davis moment.
It's terrible.
Not a big Terrence Davis fan as it was.
Yeah.
Now he's not even on the team.
I know.
I know it's worse because there's run it back moments that are like in the thousands.
I'm a Celtics fan and it's Kelly Olynyk. And it's like, I mean, sure. Kelly, good to see you, man. But and I'm sure.
Like, I don't want to drop that.
Yeah. Right. I'm sure South Boston would be thrilled to have him in the neighborhood. Sure. But like, I don't know if I want to spend $1,000 on Kelly Olynyk.
I know. I shouldn't even be complaining about having to potentially have to buy a $250 Terrence Davis one. But I love that. I love the idea of like the team can easily track who are our fans, like who are our diehard fans, at least in this bubble, in this community, who's got them all, who's got every single player that ever played for us, all that. So I think that stuff is cool, especially if, if they're flying people to Toronto, to wherever, like whatever your team is, that's pretty neat. And then there'll be more once COVID is sort of done, hopefully, knock on wood, like meeting players, playing in whatever little pickup games that go on. There'll be just
Yeah.
more probably interaction with the NBA stars, I would assume.
Yeah, it was cool too. See, it felt like because everyone was concerned, like, oh, the offseason, everyone's gonna run away. And then we saw so many, like the finals thing we saw them send people to the draft, and then we saw them send some people to summer league.
Yeah.
And to me, those are all like huge things too, right? Those are like, we're showing off a little bit. Like, hey, we have box seats at the finals. You look what you can do if you have Top Shot. I can't wait to see what like the normal stuff is. Did you just get to go to like a random Raptors game on a Tuesday night or whatever? Yeah.
Tickets ain't cheap.
No.
And you're right. Maybe they throw in something like you throw in merch. Maybe it's even merch at the game or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? Like, people love quote unquote free stuff. Now, I know this is not free, putting money into the collection, but if you were already a fan and you were doing it, and it helps your chances to then get free tickets, free gear, free meetups, whatever, you're going to be probably pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
Again, especially if you're a fan of that team.
I would think so. And then and you mentioned the summer league too, like the in-person moments. That was, obviously I'm excited about Top Shot because here we are doing this every day. But to see it happen in real life was pretty cool. I mean, just to like, and I'm sure that was more of a spectacle where you have to go to like a kiosk. I'm sure there's like, you scan this QR code, on the Jumbotron, and it immediately takes you to like checkout or something like that, right?
Pretty cool.
Right?
If that's to happen, yeah.
Yeah. And listen, Dapper, if you guys are watching and you haven't thought about that yet, slide into my DMs. Like, tell you
I remember having Jacob on our show, or maybe it was even on their show when we were doing one of the live streams with the pack drops. Trey and I definitely asked him a long time ago now, but like, will we ever see a game winner? And especially if that player says, Top Shot that again or something like that.
Yeah.
Are we going to see that 5 hours later, 12 hours later? Like, how fast can they get this around? And I remember him saying, like, that's the issue. Like, you guys might think it's as simple as, well, here's the clip, make the NFT, boom, get it up. And it's like, there are so many weird, random, like, things they got to check, like, be it like the photo itself and getting clearance on things and what's in the background. We've heard Austin talk about this. I'm sure you've talked to him about it. Like, even camera angles, is anybody swearing in it? Like, all these things. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, but how fast can they turn it around?
Right.
Amazing.
And I mean, they had a little bit more flexibility with Summer League because they were like, we're just going to pick one moment from this game. Right.
Yeah.
But it was pretty nuts to, like, we're watching and we saw Killian Hayes thing. Well, and Killian Hayes was balling out in the first quarter, and I don't know if he forgot Cade was on the team. And it was like, hey, get Cade involved a little bit. But he had like a couple moments right in the first quarter, and we're like, this has to be one of them. Like, we're gonna see it. And then 24 hours later, you have a Killian Hayes moment in your account, and it's him throwing an alley-oop or whatever it was. But to see that, like the turnaround of that was like pretty exciting. And you could see like I don't know how many new people signed up during that time, but you could definitely see some excitement around it, which was pretty cool.
Cool. I mean, I used to, I don't anymore because they're basically gone anyway now. Like, collect physical tickets, like big games I went to, whatever, sometimes with like press passes and stuff like that. And I am one of these people that I don't keep many things. Like, if it has no value, I mean, if it has no like use for me, then I don't need it, which is why I love NFTs in general. It's like, I like the idea of collecting, but I hate the idea of having things like in a closet, under my bed, in a box, stuff like that. So this is perfect. It's obviously digital.
I don't need to find space for this.
I don't want to find space for it, and I don't need to. So there is like something really cool though, like the linking of the digital ticket to the possible moment that were to happen at that game, and maybe what that unlocks. Like, does that unlock the player that hit the game winner talking about it, like we saw with the Conley thing? Does that unlock something else which leads to something? I mean, there's like, the possibilities truly are endless. And I'm sure they're like, I'm sure they just have a whiteboard with all these ideas on it. It's like, well, what can we do, or what should we try and focus on right now?
This I'm going to share Dustin's comment too right over here. He says, I feel like dunk contest moments are a no-brainer. It's like, I'd love to see the players' reactions on the sideline in moments like Shaq with an old camcorder, flip phones. That's really cool. I love that idea.
It's a great idea. Shaq definitely has that, by the way. We've asked him before because there is that famous clip of him with the giant camcorder. Like, what? Did somebody record over that? Like, do you still have that tape? And like, he says he still has it. So
that's what.
I wonder. All-star moments, run it back style would be, man, God, be incredible. Even like 3-point contest moments and
Right?
stuff like that. Like
Give me the
people,
Larry Bird. Give me the
I
Larry
don't know. I'm
Bird.
speaking for myself, I guess. Yeah, exactly. But I love All-Star Weekend. I love
Yeah.
everything about it. So those would be amazing.
Yeah.
But I wonder, again, I just wonder, are there little hiccups that we aren't thinking of to
I'm
get,
sure.
for whatever reason, clearance on these? You wouldn't, I mean, it's the NBA, it's the Players Association, like, should be good, but I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe
we've already seen it happen. I mean, no one's actually said anything about it, but like that Cam Johnson dunk over PJ Tucker in the finals. And it was like, oh, that's going to be a moment. And then it wasn't a moment. And like, so clearly that's like that's the red flag you need to see, where it's like, so many hands are involved that it probably doesn't take much to kill something like that. So
no, I mean, I guess it takes Tucker going, you know, and the Players Association, like working with him, like, he doesn't, I mean, which is weird, I guess.
It is so weird.
It's weird.
Would love to be a fly in the wall of him being like, hey, listen, I know a couple million people saw this happen live on national TV, but you need to keep this off Top Shot. He's like, that's where I draw the line.
Well, I know people have talked about too, like just memeable moments.
Yeah.
Like, can we get, like, do they have to be like, that's what makes the NBA, like all the hilarity, like, you know, J.R. Smith undoing somebody's shoes or whatever, somebody's reaction and stuff like that. Will we ever get those? And
I hope so.
And again, I remember Jacob, when we asked him about it, he's like, well, yeah, again, this falls into this, like, we don't want to like humiliate any of our players in the league. And they sort of need to sign off on it. And it's like, I get it. I guess I get it. But it's everywhere else.
It'd be so great. Like a flop pack. My fiance had the idea of, I think it was after Jimmy Butler, like, tried to draw a foul, and then you see him like wink and like look like clearly he was drawing a foul. She's like, we need those. We need those, like, just those moments of like a player, whether it's flopping or just like those funny reaction shots, like Justin was saying.
I mean, there's so many things. And like, if the player like doesn't want it, like, say, all right, you get 50% of every secondary sale of that moment ever.
Yeah. There we go. I'm back in. Back in.
Yeah, blowing in the bronze.
Yeah, kill for that. Our Greg, one of our co-hosts too, we had this idea like months ago, but the idea, if the players, like when they eventually get onto Top Shot, like gifting moments to the other person that they dunked on. I mean, it would be very mean for Anthony Edwards to do this to Yuta, but you know, like he gets his rising star moment. He's like, Yuta, remember when this happened?
Oh my God, that's a really funny idea. I can't wait. There's going to be something where there's like digital autographs on these too.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, we're headed there. And that's going to like up the value of those particular ones even more. Be great.
It's funny. It's hard to even open my brain to like what those things look like, because it's still so new and so early. Like it could be anything.
Yeah. I saw someone also in the chat say, well, somebody said a wedgie pack for no dunks because we love the wedgie, but we do have the Anthony Simons block.
That's right.
From behind, and that was the wedgie, first wedgie moment ever in Top Shot history, which was fantastic. And again, we have people in our no dunks Discord within the Top Shot Hot Boy community, or at least in that thread. There's someone that has like 100 of them. There's like they're trying to one up each other and get more than the other and find the right serial numbers. It's like, it's incredible. So.
We always say there's like plenty of different ways to play this game.
Right.
I don't know if that would be the approach I would take, but hey, I'm all for it.
Hey, I mean, maybe No Dunks says our company will buy them all back.
There we go.
Like that. Like just a long play.
Has this opened the door? Because I know I've seen you like tweet about freaks quite a bit. Has this opened the door for you to other NFTs?
You have no idea. I don't know what's happened in the last whatever. You can't even keep track of time in this world, but I want to say 6 to 8 weeks, I guess. Yes, the answer is yes. Absolutely. Probably a big reason why I almost like sort of just, I had done a lot of my Top Shot work early. Had things I want. Again, there are some like sets I want to complete still, but like I put it to the side because then I fell down the NFT rabbit hole of freaks and, you know, whatever. Now I had a cool cat.
You had a cool cat?
Well, I had a cool cat, had it listed for 2.5 when I was flying. I was on vacation not too long ago, got on the plane, didn't delist it. By the time I touched back down here in Atlanta, well, that was gone. And whatever the floor is now, I think it's like 7 or 8.
$1 million.
So, but I am well into this world now. I'm loving it. It's super fun.
Yeah.
You know, trying to find what you like and try and find like little under the radar things. There's this one called Under Wraps that I'm really into that has not like popped off at all, but it's like wraps on cars. Again, I'm not even a car guy. I don't know what's going on here, but like F1, we're doing Fast and Furious podcast during the summer. I love this one. Yeah, I am so far in. But it's amazing. A little daunting too. It can become overwhelming with how many are just coming like one after another after another. But
that's right. I stayed away from it for such a long time where I was like, Top Shot makes sense to me. I like understand basketball. I can wrap my head around what this looks like moving forward. And then I've like slowly gotten the taste. And now it's happening. Now I'm finding myself firing all over the place.
Oh, I know.
It is dangerous because I really don't know what I'm doing. There's no thought. Like again with Top Shot, I can be like, well, I like Daniel Gafford or Gifford. I like him. Let's go.
Yeah.
I understand. I don't like this player. I'm not going to get this moment.
I agree because like at the start of Top Shot, or at least my journey into it, it felt like, if anything, like I had a leg up on the competition because like as an NBA diehard or an NBA like quote unquote expert, it's like, oh, there's so many people that don't even know the sport.
Yeah.
Like they don't know, like I'm going to get those good players.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the Bookers and the Mitchells and like it's sort of silly because I'm sure most people know those people, but
no,
in this world, I'm like, it's the exact opposite. I know nothing too.
Right. I'm like, it's so true. Because with Top Shot, I felt like so many people didn't know basketball yet. And I was like, oh, I think I can, and it probably scratches like a good itch in my brain that it's like, I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm smart. I can win this game. But I remember talking about, I shouldn't take a victory lap on DeAndre Ayton because it's way too early. But I was like, I think, I don't know. He's young. I feel like we're big men take a minute. Like give him a second. Give him a second. And if he doesn't figure out with Chris Paul, then like, okay, then maybe we move on.
Right.
But there were like guys like that where I was like really excited about. I can't make a DeAndre Ayton-esque call in the NFT space. I need now I've just been listening to other smart people.
That's exactly what I do. I just like you find who you see either having success or just like you sort of for whatever reason maybe trust or like they're usually on it.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch in like the Freaks community that I sort of follow. There's like this group that I'm always reading. I'm always lurking. I'll chime in every once in a while, but it's like, follow these people. Andy with Fractionalize and all that. Like, okay, this guy's like 100 times smarter than I am when it comes to this stuff. And it's like, all right, well, sometimes the smartest thing you can do is just follow smart people. And you're going to learn a thing for sure. And you might make some money in the process. So,
I will say the one time, because Dan Talk put it in the chat, the one time I didn't listen to smart people and ventured onto my own, he said, how are the World Poker Tour NFTs doing over on Theta? Let me tell you, Dan, not great.
No. Ouch.
They're pretty funny though. I don't know if you ever dabbled into poker at all, but back in the boom, right? All the WPT stuff was on TV. And so they made moments, but they're like 5 to 7 minute clips. Like they
made moments for people playing poker? NFTs?
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I didn't know this at all. So what, there's a clip of Phil Hellmuth dropping aces on the river. What do you even say?
Yeah, let me see. I don't know if I have. I don't know if they have Hellmuth on here, but I've got. Let's see if I can find.
You got a Mayweather. I'm trying to think of poker names. I know.
Here we go. I got a little Daniel Negreanu.
Oh, he's Canadian. I was just gonna say him.
Yeah, there we go. I'm not gonna share this with sound.
Okay, let's just see it.
Here we go.
Oh, it's a card. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, you think it's a card. And
then it literally just plays a video.
And then it's a 2 minute. And it's just like, so like, you know how they're like, oh, you can see this clip from YouTube. Like this truly does get close to it a little bit.
This is amazing. I have not seen this.
Yeah.
So these are not doing well. They're not. Wow.
I mean, they're just, so this was a legendary moment. I think they came with like, let me double check. It came with, it's going for $128. I think the pack was like $350, but you also get some other moments in it too.
Okay.
It's a weird, the WPT world it's a weird space. It's a weird space.
Wow. All right. I'm gonna have to look into that now. Wow.
You know what, Skeets? I don't think you need to. I don't think
sit this one out.
Yeah,
right. That's probably for the best. I think I'll do that. Yeah.
But that was like my one and only time of being like, oh, maybe I figured out this NFT space and fired on my own. And I was like, we'll wait till somebody else tells me to buy something.
It's I'm not proud to admit this, Mike, but you were asking like earlier before we jumped on, you're like, okay, when do you need to be out? Like you got a hard time, you got to get out of here. And I said to you, like, all right, like 350, I think I said 350-ish I gave you, right?
Yeah.
The reason I said that, I'm going to say this, I'm not proud of it. It's like, I think Fang Gang is minting at 4 o'clock. I I got to get out of here so I could possibly pay ridiculous amounts of gas
Yeah.
to maybe get some of these.
They
and
were,
then I'm like, before I jumped on, I'm like, what am I doing? Why- if I really want it, just buy one you like after on OpenSea. You know?
That's it. Dan Tuck, the same guy who made fun of me for the WPT. He's been talking about the Fang Gang in our Discord, and I know there's been a lot of excitement. But it does sound like it's $3 million. Yeah, there it is, Fang Gang.
Yeah,
$3 million in gas right now.
It's so. Is it okay? Well, it's so funny too how quickly these things. Like it felt like maybe yesterday or the day before I had heard about Fang Gang, and like I think someone that's on like the team board or whatever you want to call it, part of the creating of it. He was in another Discord, and so that's where I found out about it. So then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm early to it, like, oh, when is this, and then you go see the Discord now, and it's like, well, there's no chance, like it's gonna cost you a fortune. It's just amazing how many people just ping from like one thing to the other, and it does look cool, and it probably will be successful, but it is
fun. I do find that I'm also gauging how successful something's going to be based on how many members are in the Discord, which also feels terrible. That feels like a bad way to gauge if it's a good thing.
I tried not to do that yet. I really am when it comes to these, like, do I like how it looks and do I want one? And like, it's the best way to tackle any of this, Top Shot included. It's like, if it was $0 tomorrow, would you still be happy you had it?
Yeah. I think that's the right way. I mean, that's how we've talked about it with Top Shot, right? Where it's the same thing. Like, go get the dudes you like, or now the women you like. Go get the people you like. I want to share. We had these crypto dads on last week, and I just want to give you a visual for what we're talking about, where it's some real Bob's Burger vibes up in here.
Oh my god, yeah, it is.
Yeah, and this was the first time where, and again, we had them on the show. So like full disclosure, first time the art has spoke to me where I was like, this is another thing I can wrap my head around. I know this.
Yep. And so these are, I'm looking at them. I assume they're just going to be different little avatars.
Yeah. They're a bunch of different dads. And then I'm going to do such a bad job selling them right now. So they're going to be upset. But yeah, a bunch of dads. Then there's going to be a mom drop. And then if you own two, and it doesn't have to be a mom and a dad, it could be two moms, it could be two dads, you can then also get a tot. They are talking about a lawnmower racing game. Let's just say
okay.
I'm in.
I do love this too in this world, this idea of like, let's see that roadmap.
Yeah.
What do you got on that roadmap? Also, I am like, I can only speak for myself because I'm sure it gets people excited. Like anytime it says like merchandise on the roadmap, and I'm like, couldn't care less. Definitely don't need a shirt. No. But I guess it gets some people. It's so funny to me.
It is. It is so funny too, because I don't know if I've heard the phrase roadmap in 10 years, maybe
it's been a while.
15 years. And then all of a sudden roadmap is the only word.
Oh yeah. That's hot. That's hot. If you don't have a roadmap on your, that initial web page that you're trying to get people to mint your new NFTs, then get out of here.
Yep. And now we also had Johnny Vibes on the show from the poker community on a couple weeks ago, and he referred to us, because he's roughly in the same age, as elder millennials. And I feel like I'm now entering that phrase where I'm now making fun of them for having roadmaps. And it's like, yeah, you idiots, we're printing money. It's like, okay, you're right.
They're not wrong. They're absolutely not wrong.
I guess there's like a lot of spicy Lakers takes going on. So Dustin, who is a diehard Lakers fan, is saying Lakers. He's quoting somebody else.
Oh, Patrick Ewing. He's in the Freaks community.
Yeah, I gotta say that is one out of all of the things that I've missed the bandwagon on. Freaks are the ones that I'm most bummed about, because those do look pretty cool.
They're great. That's what drew me to them. It's like, oh, this is. Like, obviously it's like a basketball card, but it's the art on it is of course very unique from Freaks himself. And they're all 101s, which is really neat too. And you can do the whole thing. And he's added a lot of utility in terms of like, you have this particular set, this can unlock something else and all that. And there's like trading back and forth or selling back and forth to each other. And the truth is what makes it the best. And I'm not just saying this because I'm part of it, but like, it really is a fun Discord. Like, people are welcoming, people help people out. Again, I'm such an idiot when it comes to a lot of this stuff. I've learned so much from just other people in the space in that Discord. So check out Freaks if you haven't. There's some really cool stuff. And you can it's cool that you can generally find something that vibes with you because of a particular player, or even just even just the look of a card, I guess.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's not even a pump because I don't have any of those. So there's that's
well,
just
I have a Mark Cuban one. So I have a couple. I have Nash, who's my favorite player ever.
Yeah.
So I had to have that. I got a Ginobili. Actually,
Ginobili
sort of.
one's great.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites too.
It
looks cool. I have a Dort because I also like the look of it, and he's Canadian.
Yeah.
And then I have a Cuban, and I want to sell it to Cuban. Like, this is the play here.
This is your Jack Settleman call right here.
Yeah, this is my exactly. Jack with the LeBron. This will be my Jack, my happy Jack. It's my underdog story. Yeah, that's the plan. And I've like only tweeted at him every once in a while, but I got to put like full pressure on. I don't even have it listed for sale, so I probably should do that first, and then
and then you're gonna tweet at him, let him know.
Yeah.
Let him know. Like maybe you include Dragic in the deal.
Wow. It's not a bad idea.
It's like we'll give you not that you have say over where Dragic goes. In there.
I could do that. Yeah. Well, yeah. Cuban's on what the heck's it called? It's called Dragon's Lair in Canada. What's it called here? Shark Tank.
Oh yeah.
So he's going to be all, let's make a deal. He's going to have his notepad out and
there you go. Yeah,
the numbers.
Dragic.
Yeah.
Pre-pandemic, were you in a Discord? Were you familiar with Discord?
No.
I know. How many are you in now?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
probably. Without looking, probably 15.
Yeah, same. I never the only reason I knew of Discord is because I worked with kids and I know that kids are in Discord.
Right.
So when they were like, "Oh, you need to start a Discord," I'm like, "That's a terrible idea. I don't need to be around children on the internet." But apparently, now I'm in all of them. None with children.
It's like the first thing I check in the morning now. Too.
It's
I
crazy.
don't even check my phone anymore. I do jump on the computer and I'll fire up Discord.
It's crazy.
Oh, what's going on in Cubits on the ice?
Yeah.
Nothing again. All right, great. What's going on with the dead fellas? Oh, floor's rising. Great.
I know.
I mean, it's pure insanity when you start saying it out loud, but it's very addicting and it's very fun.
It is. It's great. All right. Hey, listen, I want to be conscious of your time because I want to make sure you just mint the hell out of it.
I don't think I'm going. I mean, I'm going to check gas right now because I bet. Oh, actually, okay. It's not as
It can't.
Oh no, never mind. No, it's not great. I'll tell you.
Oh man. Do you have any? What are you like for this NBA season for like the sexy storylines? What's the thing that you're like most excited about coming into this year outside of seeing some Precious Achua?
Yeah, for my Raps. I'm very excited for my Raptors to be back in Toronto. That'd be a nice start. Get out of Tampa there.
Yeah.
Also, as a Lowry fan, I am fascinated to see how the Heat do with him and Butler. And I mean, they obviously have a good team. Adding Tucker to the mix too. They should be good still, really good. I think.
I think so too.
What am I most excited for? I want Ben Simmons just to hurry up and get traded already. I know Shams was writing or reporting again today at The Athletic. Like this, and I've been saying it since the end of the season, and it's not like it's anything new, but it's like only a matter of when, not if. Like I'm still convinced there's absolutely no way he's playing in a Philadelphia 76er uniform.
I have never seen, I've seen like players have public tiffs before, right? I don't think I've ever seen, and I know Doc walked it back a little bit, but that was like a full on, like getting driven over by a bus. Like
it was crazy.
I couldn't believe it. And I mean, as a Celtics fan, I love everything that Doc did. I've been a Doc guy. I just was like, oh, you can't do that. That's terrible. Like that's just being a bad leader. That's terrible.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah. But yeah, he's going to get out.
He's got to be traded. Where's he going? I know the Raptors actually have been apparently coming up in discussions. And I still see him making his way to a team like Minnesota somehow. And I know it gets a little complicated with the books, but there could be a three-team deal there. So that I'm watching. It feels what I liked about last year, and I think it is sort of this year too. It feels pretty open.
Yeah.
I know if the Nets are healthy, they're a scary bunch, but
that's a big if. It's
a big if, and the Bucks are the defending champs, so we know they're still going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Sixers, I mean, if they make a big deal and suddenly, like, who knows? Suddenly it's a Lillard there, or even a McCollum, or another like guard that can score for them. They're an interesting team. So, and then of course in the West, there's tons of teams too. So it feels open. So I'm like very excited that interest should be there. Like, does Westbrook work?
Yeah,
with the old Lakers there? How does that blow up in everybody's face? So I'm just pumped to get it started, even though it feels like we just finished.
It really does. I can't believe that it's only 6 or 7 weeks away.
Yeah, it starts October 20th, I want to say off the top of my head, something around there. So it's not that long away.
Yeah, man, crazy. But dude, thank you so much for coming on, man.
No problem.
I really appreciate it. And I mean, obviously I feel like everyone knows this, but if you don't, go check out No Dunks. You guys are pumping out content daily. You're right now in the midst of the
right now it's the summer, so we're not daily right now, but when the season kicks off, absolutely daily. And then we do a bunch of we call them happy hours, where during games we'll jump on and go like 2 to 4 hours just shooting the shit with each other. So you can come join us there. But go to No Dunks on YouTube. Thank you for that. Or you can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. The Athletic is where is who pays the bills for us. So shout out to The Athletic. And then we got a Top Shot Hot Boys coming tomorrow. TK and I locked it in. We're gonna go noon tomorrow if you want to come rip a WNBA pack or two with us. So we always give away moments and stuff like that too. So look for that.
Awesome. Yeah, go look for that. Dude, thanks again. I mean, I've been, a huge fan since the Basketball Jones days, and it was like one of the first basketball podcasts I kind of locked onto. So it's been really cool to have you on to just shoot the shit for a little bit.
I appreciate it, Mike. I have to ask you before I go.
Yeah.
Because my wife will be mad if I don't. And I'm assuming I know the answer. Are you Armenian?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. My wife's Armenian.
Okay, oh, really?
Yeah.
Original. I don't know if she kept her last name or changed, but originally.
Artinian.
IAN.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. That's funny you say that. It was changed a little bit. There was
YAN.
No, it was even a crazier like Armenian name, and they almost went to like the cleaner Armenian name. If you want to call it that, which Artinian gives a lot of people problems.
Yeah.
But I thought you were. I figured.
Yeah, I get asked a lot if I'm related to Jeffrey Zakarian, the chef, the famous chef in New York City. And I'm not, but my sister one time was in the same, I was at like a conference that he was at and asked, like they were doing a Q&A, and she, with my dad next to her, was like, "Are you my father?" Which was the question she decided to ask in front of 200 people.
That's pretty funny.
Quality.
Have you ever been back to the homeland?
We haven't. My dad and I have talked about it quite a bit. We haven't done it yet. But I'm hopeful when everything settles down and that traveling is a more acceptable thing, that we make our way over to Yerevan. Have you ever been over there?
No, I haven't, but we're talking about the exact same thing with her family obviously being Armenian. So I'm definitely going if they go, because I mean, when else am I ever going to make it probably to that part of the world?
Right. It would definitely have to be a part of a longer trip, I think. I don't know if I could just spend like 2 weeks.
That's what Nora and I have said too. We're like, we'll go there for a little bit and then we'll do some other things. So in that part of the world.
Because I feel like you do it pretty quickly.
Her parents have done it, and even they will admit,
it's a good weekend.
A long weekend there. You're fine. You'll see it all.
Oh man. All right. Well, thanks again, dude. And I'm gonna play just because you referenced Dort being Canadian and that you're a fan. To play us out, I'll throw us a little Dort report and we'll get out of here.
Awesome.
Right, thanks, man. You too.